All right, peace, folks. What's going on? All right, man. All right, look, man. I'm out on location right now, but I had to throw my 2 cents in regards to what's going on with this Starbucks issue. So, with that being said, I did a little bit of research. What I was able to find, at least what I was interested in looking for and finding, was I wanted to hear, if there was any type of eyewitness accounts of what happened in the Starbucks. And most importantly, since I know Starbucks is not a predominantly kind of like a African American or minority, what I'm saying, business. I wanted to hear it from a white person. I wanted to hear what happened in there from a white person, and I found that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all that. But before I do, I wanted to give you my commentary in regards to what happened. I'm a little hype right now just because of the fact I was just talking about it with a good friend of mine who is a white guy too, friend of mine, and we were just talking about this issue, and I was frustrated, and he asked me what I was frustrated about, so I was telling him what was going on because he's not much of a news watcher, and I could see that I can see the disdain within him too in regards to how what happened and how the events turned out. So with that being said, if anybody who does not know about this incident, there were two African American men in Philly. They walked into a Starbucks. They had a meeting. They were waiting for whoever they had the meeting with. And now what had happened was one of them asked to use the bathroom. They were denied, and the reason why they were denied is because they didn't purchase anything. So they found that odd, but they said fine, whatever. But they chilled, right? They sat back down. So, make a long story short, one of the staff ends up calling the police on them for whatever reason. The police come in and arrest them, and then 8 hours later they're released, and now we're here, and you know what I'm saying? It's a big ass problem. Now, the reason why it's a problem, I'm pretty sure y'all know why it's a problem, and it's pretty evident why. It's just the reason why I'm so hot is because these instances keep happening, yet when I come on and I do my commentary and I do my videos in regards to the main reason why all this shit happens, right? Not only am I looked at as the angry black man and the disgruntled black man, but it's one of those things where it is consistently disregarded, and it is always kind of minimized to the point where it's ignored, forgotten, and then it happens again, and then over and over and over until some level of violence, kind of either takes it to the next level or it slows it all the way down. But nevertheless, it keeps happening, and it keeps happening in different shapes and in different forms, and it's one of those things where it will never, you can never hide it. You can never hide it. The systematic agenda that is put in place for white America is now being exposed. And the comfortability for white supremacy is now at its end. Straight up. Now, my thing is this. First off, when it comes to Starbucks, I am not surprised of the shit I am hearing. When it comes to Starbucks, I am not surprised one bit. And I don't. And if you are a minority, you should not be surprised either. If you black, if you Indian, if you Mexican, I don't care. If you are not white, you should not be fucking surprised. Oh, I mean, what Starbucks is in a minority neighborhood? What Starbucks is in a black neighborhood? What Starbucks is in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood? What Starbucks is not in a white neighborhood? You can leave that answer in the comments, but I doubt I will have any answers because majority of those Starbucks are put in suburbs that are predominantly white people because it is a business that is made for them. It is coffees and branding, all that shit is for them. Starbucks is for them. That's why those two men were treated the way they were. Now, they will put up with our money. Whatever black people, Mexican, whatever the fuck you are, whatever non-white decides to go shop at Starbucks, they'll put up with your money. It's just that there's never been an overwhelming amount of minorities that fucking shop at Starbucks, even enough for them to put one in one black ass neighborhood. Not one. Not one. And I even hate the fact I'm even saying the word black, because I don't like saying the word black. Dark is really what it is. But nevertheless, it's just, that's how conditioned I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to break that within me. With that being said, it's not for us. So I'm not surprised that they're calling police on black people that are sitting in there too long and not buying shit. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I don't think I've ever seen any Starbucks, branding or promoting that. I never saw a black dude on their fucking promotions. I ain't never seen it. I never seen it. They might have some light skinned girl here and there. I've never seen it. I'm sorry. I ain't never seen the shit. So we shouldn't be surprised. We shouldn't be surprised. And one thing too, like I said, for me, okay, so that's number one. We shouldn't be surprised. Now number two, like I had all my little notes written down, but I forgot my little sheet. Number two, what I remember for sure that I want to stress is I want to thank the righteous. The righteous. I see y'all, I feel y'all, and thank you. Thank you for standing up, because this really wouldn't be a big problem if the white people that gave a fuck and the white people who are not cool with this bullshit, if they did not stand up and say, well, hold on, why are y'all arresting them people? What did they do? Man, much respect. Much respect. Like, for real, like for me, when I see that, it really gives me the hope that that's how we can turn the system around. That's how we turn white supremacy inside out. Is that white people who don't want to be part of white supremacy, they call the shit out. The same way we want good cops to call out bad cops. That's how you do it. You don't sit there and play the card where just because you look like them, you don't say shit. The same way with a cop. Just because they wear the fucking same uniform, they don't say shit. So with us, I feel like that's how we bring all the bullshit down and we nip it at the bud, is that we call shit out. Call it out. If just because it ain't happening to you does not mean it's right. That's the thing. So the only reason why anybody's even mad, the only reason why it caused such a fire, Starbucks is trying to, hey, they're trying to blow it all the way out, because I'm sure they're losing stocks. They might lose, in investors, all sorts of shit, So I'm glad. The only reason why all those people are mad, and the only reason why Starbucks is running in circles right now, is because white America is mad. And white America that cares, that's why. It's because the white America that cares is mad. There were some housewives in there, you know what I'm saying? Their sons, probably play basketball with a bunch of dark-skinned kids. And that housewife lady was like, hold up. I got a Gatorade in here. I've been sitting in here for 3 hours with my kid, nursing, and y'all gonna trip on these two dudes? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it takes, man. So much respect. Yo, shout out to them folks, man. And I call them the righteous. The righteous understand, and the righteous are the ones that will stand up against their own and call it for what it is. You see, that's the problem. I feel like that's the thing that not only it motivates, but it encourages and it solidifies the white supremacy, is the ignorance and the disregard. The people who ignore it, and then the people who don't know any better. That's what encourages it even more, is the people that ignore the shit, and they know what's going on, but because they benefit from it, they don't say shit. And then the ones who don't even fucking know what's going on, because they just follow. That's the problem. Because there's people who are for it, and they call, like people like Trump, they're for it. They call it for what it is. They persistently display their disdain for Mexicans, persistently display their disdain for any kind of African American dark-skinned person, and consistently speaking nothing but condescending remarks about them. That's somebody who's just outright racist, right? Calls it for what it is. I don't like you motherfuckers. And then there's the one who doesn't even know what's going on, going, I don't even think racism, racism doesn't even exist. It's about the money. It's not about black and white, it's about the grain. That's that idiot who thinks it's about the green before the fucking racism. And then there's the people who fucking ignore it, who know, but then act like the shit ain't there. What are you talking about? No, what are you talking about? And then they get to the house and go, that nigga this, nigga that, man, fuck these motherfuckers. Or not even just say fuck them, but kind of going, yeah, no, they deserve to be. No, they are kind of criminals. No, they deserve to be. Those are the three aspects. Those are the three that keep the shit going. And so, like I said, when we have people like those middle-aged white women who stood up for those two dark-skinned men, much love and respect, and I hope people emulate that behavior because that's how we change it. You call out the bullshit, and mind you, them police too. Some of those police, they were dark-skinned men too. Dark-skinned men too. So that's what I'm saying. So we both got some damn yellow bellies on both of our sides. But that's what I'm saying, we gotta call out the bullshit. We gotta call out the bullshit. But see, for non-white people who are listening, understand the fact Starbucks ain't never been for you. Okay? Because there's not one in your neighborhood. Okay? And I don't know about TV shows or commercials or anything else, but I don't think I've ever seen a fucking Starbucks that showed any type of target marketing towards urban cultures. I ain't never seen that. And I'm not even saying like throw hip hop in. I'm saying to throw the likeness of those people in the commercials. You see, that's how you know when something is being marketed to you and for you. And that's how, for me, I can show you and I can tell you how white supremacy reigns so goddamn strong is because every fucking channel that you watch is not for me. It's for them. It's for white folks, right? So until you include me and my likeness in there, that is when you are saying, hey, come check us out, right? So when I see, I grew up watching goddamn, it's like, I grew up watching, obviously, the Martins, the Living Singles, everything else. But when I was a kid, and even, majority of the time, I was, you watching the Saved by the Bells and the fucking, all that, the shit that is predominantly white. But you try your best to cling on to the Family Matters and the Fresh Princes and all them shits, right? But see, even now, you have to understand, the Jersey Shore, them shits ain't for you. They're not for you. The Bachelorette, them shits are not for you. The only time they decided to make the shit for you is when they decided to, put a black woman, a dark-skinned woman, in that position. Until they decide, until the day they put a dark-skinned man in the bachelor position is when now they're saying, look, a black man, come watch too. But my point is that that's how you know something's for you, is if you see your likeness in those images, in whatever they're pitching, they're promoting, they're selling. But if you don't see your likeness there, it's not for you. I'm not saying don't shop there. I'm just saying understand the fact that shit is not for you. But until you start hearing hip hop in McDonald's, that's when you start realizing McDonald's wanted your fucking money. They wanted your money then, right? So we have to see these things and not be surprised. Which I'm sure, I'm more than confident that that dark skinned people are not surprised about this shit. I think majority of people are, but I think a handful of us understand the fact that this shit was never for us anyway. It was never for us anyway. So maybe Starbucks, that's where they need to start. Their owner, if he's going, man, well, maybe I do need them. Do I care to market to other races of people? Maybe this is something he can ask himself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is something Chick-fil-A can ask themselves. Because, like, for real, even like fucking Chick-fil-A, I don't feel like Chick-fil-A's for us. That shit ain't for, I don't feel like it is. I don't see no, like, it doesn't, they don't commercialize to where I'm like, damn, yeah, No, I rock. Chick-fil-A rocks with us. No. Do I see Chick-fil-A's in black neighborhoods? No. So how the fuck do I see black people working in Chick-fil-A's? Maybe here and there. So we have to understand that what is for you are people that put you in their likeness. So Starbucks, we're not surprised that you pulling this bullshit. We understand now the only reason why you changing anything is because you got the housewives mad as fuck. You got the gay dudes mad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You got white people mad. It's not that you have African Americans mad. It's not that you have Mexicans mad or anybody else. You made your own people mad and you embarrassed yourself. So now you're trying to clean it up. Because, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because your marketing tells me who you want to shop at your stores. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you put your store tells me who you want to shop at your stores. That's what they don't understand. That's why you can't hide racism. You can't hide not liking, it's not just liking a person, not liking a race of people. You can't hide that. It's because it's not just the store in Philly that has the problem. It's Starbucks, the owner, that got the goddamn problem. He ain't got no black people around him. I'm not saying he should. I'm saying that this is what happens if you have a business that only markets to predominantly one race of people. This is what happens. Is that race of motherfuckers, and then especially when that race of people are holding supremacy in all aspects of fucking life. This is what happens. You can't hide people like Trump. They will always come out the woodwork saying dumb shit like we shouldn't migrate people from African and Caribbean places, but let's migrate more people from fucking Norway. You can't hide shit like that. When he talks about, or not when he talks about, when he exonerates and pardons that piece of shit warden in Arizona that was illegally arresting and imprisoning Mexican people. Judge Arapo, whatever his name is, Warden Arapo, whatever his name is, piece of shit motherfucker, pardons him, but then wants to call for the death of Assata Shakur. In the 80s, calling for the death of 5 young black men who were accused of rape, but then were ultimately exonerated through DNA. He called for the death penalty, put out PSAs, took out ads, full-page ads in New York Times talking about they need to kill those men. Constantly berating and condescending Mexican people and talking about building the wall to separate them from land that they are indigenous to. They are from this shit. Goddamn Texas used to be Mexico and he wants to build a wall and some shit. The fucking nerve. You can't hide the hate. You can't hide hate. It will always creep out of the cracks and out of the fucking nasty pores of these people, man. You can't hide it. And it could come out of someone like him all the way to some little lady who you might think she wouldn't harm a goddamn fly sitting in Starbucks. But the second she sees a black man sitting too long in a Starbucks, there's a fucking problem. There's a problem. You know why she's saying that? Because she's going, well, because y'all are not usually in here. This shit ain't for y'all. That's why. She's going, this shit ain't for y'all. Y'all ain't supposed to be here. And if you're here too long, I'm calling somebody because y'all motherfuckers are not usually in here. That's all it's showing us. That's all it's showing us. It's just showing us going, this is not for us. We didn't build this for you. And now the owner's going, shit. I'm not saying, look, this is what we understand about this. I'm not saying that the owner deliberately said, I'm going to build Starbucks for white people. That's not how it works. You see, that's the thing. It's an indoctrination. It's when kids grow up scared of black folk because their parents tell them, gotta watch them, you gotta watch them. I remember growing up playing basketball, some white dude asked me, looking at my legs and shit going, I heard you guys have an extra muscle. That's why y'all can jump so much higher than us. He believed that shit. So this is a perception. This is something that's been ingrained in people. And that Starbucks dude, whether he thought that he was marketing to the whole fucking world or not, he has been able now to see whether he agrees with white supremacy or not. That motherfucker, the umbrella of white supremacy has been protecting him. And not only protecting him, but his target market has always been people that look just like him. And that's it. And that's it. That's it. Why? It's because the locations and where his stores are in places, in areas where people look just like him. That's it. If you want to target to other people, then you put them fucking buildings in them people's surroundings. That's what you do. You don't put them in places where they're predominantly your people. There's plenty of white people who have African American targeted, marketed food spots, right? Maybe, a rib joint or a seafood spot. But they're going, I want to target these people. And I'll put it in my neighborhood too. And I'll put it in their neighborhood. There's a lot of people who do shit like that. So we have to understand the fact that, look, Wingstop does it all the goddamn time. That's a great, Wingstop does that shit all the time. Even before Rick Ross and them took it over. Wingstop can be in neighborhoods that are predominantly black. And you can see a Wingstop in neighborhoods that are predominantly white. Why? It's because they are targeting both markets. They're saying, look, we want our food in y'all's neighborhoods. So we're going to put our stores in your neighborhoods. Starbucks, do you have a fucking coffee shop on the east side? Didn't think so. Okay, well, on the north side, where it's not predominantly white, do y'all have one there? Didn't think so. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not going to play this shit. But then y'all got to think about it too. When you watch channels, when you watch TV, is that look at the cast and look at the demographic. Who is a majority? Who is the minority? You see, I grew up in an era where there was always that one black dude, if any at all, in sitcoms and in movies and you name it. And we grew up in an era where that black dude used to die in the first 10 minutes. And that was so prevalent that we used to make, though it was punchlines for comedians. That's the era I grew up in. I know it's slowly changing because now not only is biracial, that's a big thing. But then, it's like they'll have transgender, they'll have a gay, they'll have all sorts of different types of people. But if you look at race-wise, it's still always, it's going to be them 3-4 white kids with that one beige kid and then maybe that one dark kid. Or that dark kid would be replaced with some kind of Latino. But it's still telling you who is in dominance of all the entertainment, who is in dominance of all political levels, who is in dominance of the coffee industry. It's showing you. It's showing you. KFC will put KFCs in predominantly black neighborhoods. KFC will put KFCs in predominantly white neighborhoods. That's because they target both motherfucking sides. So, like I said, man, I'm going to wrap it up. But like I said, it is what it is. Oh, yeah, before I wrap it up, I'm going to shoot to the interview. Like I said, number one, it's not for us. Never been for us. I'm not surprised. I don't go in there buying chippy, macchiato, whatever the fuck. I don't do that. I know there's a lot of African American people that do. But understand, African American, whoever the fuck you are, whatever y'all do, understand that shit has never been for y'all. I'm not saying be careful when you go into a Starbucks. No, just know that it's never been for you. When you walk in there's not a bunch of you in there anyway. So, I'm not fucking surprised. But it's just, for me, I love it because it's another chance for people to see all the fucking videos I've been talking about. All these videos, all this shit I've been talking about. There's another example. Here's another example. And now this is obviously it's another opportunity for me to try to show whoever is watching in regards to whatever race you are, is that how we defeat this is that, number one, you're not a Trump where you're just outright. Number two, you don't ignore the shit. And number two, you're not ignorant to the shit. That's how we change it. That's how we diversify. Now, what we need to do is come up with our own Starbucks that could be that level. That's what we need to do. We need to come out with a Starbucks that targets to predominantly urban people, Mexicans, you name it, Latino, Puerto Rican, whatever. Let's get our own Starbucks popping. Get the Migos in there to do the commercial. Boom, let's take that Starbucks money. Let's get our own shit then. That's how we fucking come up. That's how you fight it. We get our own shit. Will Smith, come on, man. Let's get this coffee money. They get the coffee beans from what? South America. That ain't white people. They get coffee beans from Ethiopia. That ain't white people. We can do this ourselves. We can do this ourselves and create our own Starbucks. You see how hip hop right now is the biggest fucking promoter? Take all the people that they use for hip hop, put it on that shit. Let's get out. That's how we win. Then we market for our own. Because this is my thing. I'm not asking Starbucks to market to us. I don't give a fuck about Starbucks. So what I'm saying is that, number one, I'm not surprised. Number two, I told you motherfuckers, it's the same fucking shit I'm always talking about. Number three, let's go get our own shit. Number four, shout out to the fucking righteous. I love you middle-aged white women who don't give a fuck. No, fuck this. This is not right. No, he didn't do anything. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all for that. I love y'all for that. I love y'all for that. He didn't do shit. No, stop it. I'm getting my phone out. Fuck this. This is not right. I love that. Because you know your son playing a basketball team with nothing but us. And they always come to the house, spend the night and shit. And drink up all your Capri Suns. Thank you, the righteous. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, this is how we turn the system on its fucking back. That's how we do it. We fight together. But that's how we got to clean out. And in regards to that example I made with the police, it's the same thing with them. Police, don't be sitting there mad why we don't like y'all. The reason why we don't like none of y'all is because the good cops don't call out the fucking bad ones. So if more good cops call out bad ones, if more good people called out the racist, systematic people, then we won't put up with nobody. We'll deal with this shit. We're gonna cut them all down to pieces, and we're gonna filter them out and we're gonna trim the fat. We're gonna trim the fat. That's what would happen. We would trim the fat and we would keep it moving. But until people snap out of this thing because they think that they're comfortable under white supremacy, until that shit happens, this is going to keep happening. It's simple and plain. So, with that being said, I'm going to switch to the witnesses. And like I said, that's how we change things, folks. Number one, we do our own. We make our own Starbucks. The righteous. I appreciate y'all doing your thing, standing up for what's right, even though it's people in your likeness that are causing the problem. It's the same thing with me. Sometimes people in my likeness cause a problem too. And I will, like I said, I'll put my foot on their neck. Y'all put y'all foot on their neck. When they step out of line and you know that these motherfuckers are not like you, even though they look like you, call them out. I'm going to do the same with my own too. That's how we keep each other accountable. So, with that being said, I appreciate you once again, the righteous. Y'all keep doing it and keep learning. But one thing's for sure is know where you at. Know what's for you. Know what's not for you. So, I guarantee that would save you a lot of oohs and ahs when you hear about something. You know what I mean? Know what's for you. And just keep your eyes open. When you watch something, know are they marketing towards you, or do you like this just because you grew up watching it and everybody like it just because it's, it's things like the movies American Pie and all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like that gives a certain... Those are them type of movies. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to understand that those type of movies, who are they geared to? Okay then. We got to understand that. I'm not saying every fucking movie got to have all sorts of different people. No. But my point is that we still need to understand what movies or what somebody is trying to sell, and who are they selling it to ultimately? It's just that simple and fucking plain. Straight up. So, with that being said, I'm about to go ahead and hit y'all with that video. Hold on. Hold on. Boom. Here we go. Hold on. Stand by. My computer running a little slow here, folks. It's hot. I think that's what it is. All right. Here go the video right here.
There was no yelling, there was no aggression. I mean, people they were sitting there like anybody else would be sitting in a Starbucks at any time. And when the police officers were talking to them, there were no raised voices. I was sitting really close by, and you know, I couldn't hear exactly what they were saying because they were talking in a regular tone. So no, there was no disturbance.
So what did the other customers do? How they react?
Well, most of the other customers got up and started saying, what's, just like the man you see on the video, their friend, I mean, what's going on? Why are they asked to leave? You know, there was another woman who said, oh, I'm sitting here with my Gatorade, and I've been here for 2 hours, and nobody says anything to me. You know, I mentioned that I had been there in that store the day before, and I sat there for an hour. I didn't order anything. I was waiting for my son, and then I left.
You say you've been saying that this doesn't happen to white people. That's what you say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want. This would never happen to me. And, you know, the thing that I've been saying is that, you know, I know that this happens every day to black and brown people in this country, and we just don't hear about it. We don't see it. I mean, it's out there, but people don't see it. They don't hear it. They don't believe it.
Well, like I said, I mean, y'all heard it from the horse's mouth. Y'all heard it from the horse's mouth. You know, so that's all I'm speaking to. And so what I find frustrating is that not frustrating. I'll take that back. It's not frustrating anymore. It's disappointing. What I find disappointing is the fact that when I say it, and this is the fucked up thing too. Let me tell you why it's so disappointing.
I mean, people, they were sitting there like anybody else would be sitting in a Starbucks at any time.
Let me tell you why.
And when the police officers were talking to them, there were no raised voices. I was sitting really close by, and you know, I couldn't hear.
There she goes. All right. Let me tell y'all why for me this is so disappointing is that even with people that I have considered friends that are white, and I've tried to voice that reasoning to them. That very reason that white lady said, saying that I can go anywhere and I understand that it's different for black and brown people. When I tried to relay that to my so-called friends that are white, now I have to. That's what I'm saying. I have to say this the right way because I know people are gonna try to split hairs with what I say, but there is two types of responses that you get when you relay your such a plight, an issue to a friend, let alone a friend of a different race. You get two types of answers. And those two types of answers are, man, I understand. Not only do I understand, I see it. I get it. And then the second response is, man, I think you're just overwhelmed, or I think you are feeding into something. I think it's just, I don't think that really is true. I don't think that's actually your reality. No, I don't think people actually treat you different like that. No, I don't think majority of things are not marketed towards you. No, I don't think that you guys have a disadvantage in the political field. No, I don't think you guys have a disadvantage in the distribution of wealth. So I'm thinking of all these things, and he's going, and he's telling me no, right? Or she's telling me no, that everything that I've been through does not actually exist, and it never happened. And what I'm talking about, I never went through. What I'm feeling, I'm not feeling. And so, what we need to understand is that there is more people who are that desensitized and disregard the plight and the issues of the black and brown people, dark and brown people. I'm just gonna say dark people. I don't know how the fuck. So I'm saying that's how bad it is that I still call my own people black, and I should not be calling my people what they look like, because I know my people. I don't need to call them what they look like. I don't call most shit what they look like. But that's what we have to understand, that that's how bad white supremacy is that even I'm so indoctrinated that I'm still calling my own people what they look like, which I'm the last motherfucker need to be doing that. I know my people, right? I don't call this this is called a bottle. It's not because it looks like a bottle. Okay? Most things that you name, you don't name it because you don't call it what it is because of what it looks like. You call it what it is because of what it is. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's how fucking deep this shit goes. That's how ingrained it is. But I just love the fact that I know more people will be receptive to that woman speaking and saying that more than me. I know some will be receptive to me, but then I know a lot of people who are non-white will be more receptive to that lady, because they'll be like, well, maybe she's right. I do kind of see that. You know what I'm saying? But then when I say them, be like, he's just mad. He's just a mad-ass black, he's mad black motherfucker. That's how it is. Some people, and look, in defense to other people, yes, some people go, you know what, he's right. I get it. And I get y'all's comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it. But obviously, we're not winning. That's why we're in this place. We need more people that are like-minded and think the way of equality and balance and fair distribution and lack of discrimination in any fucking place that you go. So that lady, she doesn't sympathize, she empathizes. She empathizes. So with that being said, that's what I got for you. Peace.